What's going on, everyone? Steve here from Burke Family 54 Comics, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Absolute Batman issue number 13, coming out today, new comic book day, October 8th, 2025. I got an advanced copy sent to me by the amazing Scott Snyder, who has a couple of books coming out today that are pretty big. Of course, Absolute Batman 13. And then the biggest book of the week, in my opinion, has to be DC KO number 1. Make sure you guys check out my full review of that on a channel as well. Let's get right into it, guys. So this is the penultimate issue of the story arc, meaning there's one more book after this to finish out the story arc, the Abomination story arc with Bane. It starts off with Selina and Bruce hanging out by the train. Actually, I think they're even on the train, kissing, doing, what couples do when they're younger. And then we get, of course, part 5 of Abomination here. What's interesting is this is really like a direct correlation to issue 12, where Catwoman shows up at the end with Bruce and Pennyworth. And you're kind of seeing that, Catwoman is definitely a force to be reckoned with. I think I said that right. Okay. Obviously, she looks like Black Mask in this issue, as she does in her whole, ever since she's been on here, which is, I guess, just one issue. I'm going to talk about how basically she has worked with the Black Mask before. We actually get an intimate scene in this book. Did not anticipate that. And then you get to see, Bruce and Selina after, and you see that he still has all of these scars from when he was at Arc M. And by the way, he's ginormous, absolutely ginormous. This is where they're talking about, hey, I know you have a past as well. I can see that your helmet looks just like Black Mask's. She doesn't say anything to it. In fact, they allude to it again later in the issue. They work together here to go fight the Red Hood gang, which I really thought we were going to get Jason Todd, Joker, something very similar to what we see in the main DC continuity universe. They see them fighting them, but actually what's interesting, and Bruce says, no shooting, and it turns it's just darts. And then you actually see Bruce, like Batman here, start going kind of crazy. Like you can see like the venom is going through him, making him act different. He's going through walls, destroying stuff. In this case, it's a ride. And that's going to be something that's talked about later in the issue as well. And then the leader of the Red Hood gang comes out. And again, I thought it was going to be Jason Todd. Had to be, right? Like, I know this is like a different universe, but I still anticipated like the leader of the Red Hood gang to be, Jason Todd, Joker, something along those lines. It's Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn, who looks significantly different here. Kind of looks like, honestly, like the Clown Hunter back in what was it, issues 90 whatever through 100 with JT4, which is a friend of Scott Snyder's, I think former student. Then you see Bane here talking with the doctors. They're putting some more venom in him. I mean, geez, like his knee is like at the waist of like all of these other people. He's huge. What's interesting, I really thought that in this issue, like the reason why Bane is fighting Batman is because he hates him. That's his mission. But it turns out it looks like Bane actually wants Batman to take his place, so that way he can go be free. And he doesn't want to be, the enforcer for Arc M, Joker, Deathstroke, and all of that. He actually wants Batman to take his place. Then you see Batman actually taking over all of the TVs in Gotham, saying, Bane, I know you're watching. Meet me at the arena. I don't even know exactly where he said. And then they do a shot, a flashback to when Wayland's about to fight Bebo, who ends up being Bane. In the previous issues, it looked like they wanted to up the stakes and, have Wayland possibly win more money. But actually, it's revealed that Bruce and Selina took that money to those people because they want their guy Wayland the last 7 rounds before losing, which will still make him look really, really, really good. Wayland's like, I wanted you to be my trainer, not because you were the best, but because you were my friend. You're no longer my friend, man. I don't want you around me anymore. So I'm assuming, in issue 14, we're going to get the whole Wayland versus Bebo fights. You go back to Bruce and Selena hanging out in the Batmobile, talking about him fighting Bane, what he's going to do. She's saying that you should not use the venom because it messes with your mind. You go crazy. You don't know what you're doing. He goes, well, venom is like the only thing that's going to help me win this fight. And they're talking more about it there. We see Pennyworth coming up. I think this is when Selena leaves. And then you see Batman opening a hatch, and he's there to feed his friend Wayland Killer Croc Jones some meat, as he's now a crocodile, obviously, considering his time at Arc M. We see that he has not forgotten about his friend. We see that that's obviously still a big part of this story. Obviously, with Killer Croc, Wayland Jones fighting Bebo at some point, boxing him, all of that. And then obviously we know in the next issue, Batman actually does fight Bane for the second, third time. The final time for this story arc, at least, called Abomination in issue 14. I thought this was a good, not great story, but issue. Obviously, it's not, it's not the final issue. It's a penultimate issue. It's setting up the finale. It does a great job of it. The pacing's good. The art is really good. Nick Dragotta's art has really grown on me. When I was talking to Scott Snyder, I definitely give it a 10 out of 10 in terms of setup issues. Now, in terms of overall issues, I probably give it like an 8 out of 10. Like, obviously, it's not the most amazing issue because we have hardly any action in it. We don't get the whole Bane versus Batman fight, which actually I really thought this was the finales to the story arc. I did not realize there was one more after this. But I still really enjoyed it. I really, really, really enjoyed it. This is me going over it. I'm giving it overall 8 out of 10, but for just a setup issue, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Art, we'll go 9 out of 10. I actually enjoy the art a lot. This is a great story. Still think the Absolute Batman is probably Absolute Batman and Absolute Superman have to be the two best books in terms of the Absolute universe for DC Comics. It really changed the game for them, honestly. I mean, I know we've had the different, universes, Earths, all of that, but coming up with the Absolute universe off of the Omega energy from, Darkseid and all of that, like this is pretty cool. And we're going to get a crossover with Absolute Wonder Woman coming up. And then if you're reading some of the other books as well, this is not the only place that you may see some of these characters. I'll just put that out there, but I really enjoyed this. Solid book. Solid setup issue. I'm loving Absolute Batman. Shout out Scott Snyder for always hooking me up with an advanced copy of this book so I can review it here on a channel. Great issue. Again, I'm Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about Absolute Batman. Are you guys reading it? What books are you picking up this week? All of that and more. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, go Cats, Cowabunga, and it's morphin' time.